Namaste children, and today we are going to discuss a new topic, new chapter of probability, that is the last chapter of class 10. So already you are familiar with the probability in even from the 7th standard onwards. 7th standard, 8th standard, even in 9th standard you have studied about this probability in detail. But in 9th standard you have studied the probability that is experimental probability. Experimental probability. So now in this 10th class we are going to discuss about the theoretical probability or classical probability. Theoretical probability or classical probability. So what is the difference between experimental probability and theoretical probability? And again we will revise the terminology like equally likely outcomes, complementary events, then it is elementary events, sure event or certain event, impossible event, and then it is the probabilities we will discuss here in this 10th standard. With this knowledge we will study the problems related to probability. So what we studied in the 9th standard, see the word probability. So generally in our conversation also we use the word probability. So like most probably it may rain today, or he may probably he may join in the politics, or most probably we call it as this exams may be postponed due to what it is COVID-19, like this reasons. Generally we use in our daily conversation also the word probability or probable. Probability means which may happen or which may not happen. So that is probability we studied in the 9th standard. Experimental probability, see when we throw a coin, so great mathematicians like Laplace, they thrown this coin and they identified that when the number of trials are increases, the probability of getting a tail and the probability of getting a head both are becoming equal, and they reaches to 1/2 or it is 0.5. So as the number of these trials are increased from 1000 to 10,000, then 20,000, like this millions, 10 millions, if you increase the number of trials, then the probability of getting a head or getting a tail will be equal to 1/2 or it is 0.5. Means that probability is we calculated by doing some experiment. So experimental probability is defined as P of E. P stands for probability, E is an event, that is number of trials in which the event happened to the number of trials, to the total number of trials. For example, you have considered the head. How many trials we got for the event head, and the total number of trials which were taking place in doing that experiment, that is tossing a coin. So similarly, if we take E is the getting a head, in such cases also we will get the probability, that is P of E is equals to number of trials in which the event happened to the total number of trials. So if we go on increasing the number of trials, as I said, it is that probability of getting a head is almost equal to the probability of getting it is a tail. So finally, with this we can conclude on the grounds of theory, that is theoretically. So we can conclude that the probability of getting a head is almost equal to the probability of getting a tail. A tail. So that probability is known as theoretical probability. So theoretical probability is calculated as number of outcomes favorable to E to the number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. So here the theoretical probability P of E is calculated as number of outcomes favorable to E to the number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. So here the equally likely outcomes I wrote here. See, when we toss a coin, we get a tail or we may get a head. So we have both equal chances are there for getting head and for getting a tail. So such outcomes are known as equally likely outcomes. Similarly, when we roll a die, on the die we have 6 faces are there, and on 6 faces we have numbers from 1 to 6 is there. So when we roll a die once, we may get 1 or we may get 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So again, for all these numbers 1 to 6 have equal chances are there. Such outcomes are known as equally likely outcomes. Equally likely outcomes. What we call those outcomes? It is equally likely outcomes. So examples for equally likely outcomes, as I said, it is when you throw a coin, getting a head or getting a tail is an equally likely outcomes. In our 10th standard, all the outcomes we assume that equally likely outcomes, and we will find the theoretical probability. So before finding this theoretical probability, we will study some of the terminology like elementary events. Elementary events. What are elementary events? Elementary events. So elementary event or event, what it is? An event containing only one outcome. An event having only one outcome. Having only one outcome. One outcome are known as, or one outcome is known as it is elementary outcome. Elementary event. So now, when we toss a coin, what are the possible outcomes when we toss a coin? When a coin is tossed, the possible outcomes are, what were the possible outcomes? We get either head or a tail. Head or a tail we get. Now, what is the probability of getting a head? Probability of getting a head. So let P of H stands for it is head. Probability of getting head is equals to number of favorable outcomes of getting head, that is 1, divided by total number of favorable outcomes, it is 2, that is 1 by 2. 1 by 2. Similarly, what is the probability of getting a tail? That is P of T. T stands for a tail. So number of favorable outcomes of getting a tail is equals to, it is 1, divided by total number of favorable outcomes, it is 2. 1 by 2. 1 by 2. By adding, this is P of H is plus P of T is equals to, what we get is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, that is 2 by 2 we get 1. So what are this, as I said, it is getting a head and getting a tail. It is, those events are known as elementary events. From this, what we can say that therefore the sum of all probabilities of elementary events is 1. The sum of all elementary events, the sum of the probabilities of all elementary events is 1. Now if I see here, how many outcomes we got? Only 2 outcomes we got, that is head or tail. So this is probability of getting a head, and this is outcome to getting a head, and this is outcome to get a tail. So what we can see, this other words, it is this one, it is probability, an outcome getting not a head. Here it is probability of getting a head is equals to 1 by 2, and this is probability of getting a tail is 1 by 2. So probability of getting a tail also we can consider as probability of getting not a head. So P of T, that is P of T, also we will consider as also known as, what we can call it as probability of getting not a head. So this can be represented as P of T, also can be represented as P of E bar. That bar represents what it is, not E. P of not E. So we can write in words as P of not E. So these elements are known as, what they are known as, it is P of not E. These elements are known as complementary elements. Complementary element, P of not E. This kind of elements are known as complementary. That is here it is P of H plus P of not H, that is this one, is equals to 1. So P of E means it is event. Here what is the event? It is head. So replace this as what? With the H, and here also it is H. So now from this P of H is equals to what it is? Probability of H is equals to, when we transpose to the other side, we will get 1 minus P of not H. P of not H, or P of not H, that is equals to what it is? 1 minus this is, when we transpose this, we will get it is 1 minus probability of getting what it is a head. This is probability of getting not a head, means it is a tail. So these kind of elements are known as what? This element is known as what it is? Complementary element. Complementary element. So elementary events, I said it is the sum of all probabilities of elementary events is 1. If you know the sum of all the elementary probabilities of elementary events is 1. If you know any one event from that elementary events out of 2, we can find the other event probability by subtracting the known probability from 1. So is it clear it is, children? Now we will discuss about impossible event. The word impossible says it is not possible. So in our topic probability, impossible event means the events which cannot happen. The events which cannot happen, or the event which cannot happen, are known as impossible event. Which cannot happen are known as impossible events, or the event which cannot happen is known as impossible event. So then what is the probability of an impossible event? When we toss a coin, if the coin is a fair coin and the base is unbiased base, means there is no obstacle. When we toss a coin, is it possible to get a head and tail together? So it is not possible. We call such a type of events are known as impossible event. Similarly, when we roll a die, is it possible to get a number 7 on any face? No. So such events are known as impossible events. So how is there any favorable outcome for impossible event? There is no favorable outcome for impossible event. Therefore, the probability of impossible event it is 0. Probability of impossible event it is 0. So the probability of an impossible event is is 0. It is 0. So the probability of an impossible event it is 0. Let if P of E, that is E is an impossible event. E is an impossible event, then its probability is 0. That is where E is impossible event. So now we will discuss one more. It is certain or sure event. See here, when we toss a coin, getting either head or a tail, or when we roll a die, getting a number equal to 6 and less than 6. Equal to 6 means it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, equal to 6 means it is 6, and less than 6 means it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all favorable outcomes are equal to the number of possible outcomes. Here, for a certain event, a sure event means what is, first of all, what is a certain or sure event? The events which must occur. The event which must occur is known as a sure event. Sure event. So now how to find its probability? So as I said, it is when we roll a die. So what are the possible outcomes we get? It is either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 possible outcomes are there. Now the event is getting a number less than or equal to 6. Less than less than or equal to 6 means what are the favorable outcomes? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Possible outcomes are also same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Therefore, the probability of a certain event is equals to number of favorable outcomes and number of possible outcomes are same, all are equal. Therefore, the probability is 1. Therefore, the probability of a certain event or a sure event is 1. A certain event or a sure event is 1. So the probability of a certain event or sure event it is 1. The probability of an impossible event is 0. And we have discussed when we toss a coin, getting a head is the probability of getting a head is 1/2. So from these three, what we can conclude? Probability of an event may be 0, probability of an event may be equal to 1, or probability of any event may be in between 0 and 1. 0 and 1. So from here what I can conclude? Therefore, probability of an event, that is P of E, is greater than or equal to 0. It may be equal to 0 or it may be more than 0, and it is less than or equal to 1. So probability of any event will lies in between 0 and 1 and including 0 and 1. So it will not be more than 1 or it may not be less than 0. Less than 0 means it is negative values. Probability of any event will not have any negative values, and the probability of any event will not be more than 1. So here, is it possible to have a probability of an event is 1.2? No. Why? Because 1.2 is more than 1. 1.2 is more than 1, but the highest maximum probability is 1. Is it possible to have probability of an event -2? It is possible? Again it is no. Is it possible to have any event 70%? Yes, it is 70%. 70% means it is 70 by 100, that is 7 by 10, which is equals to 0.7, which is less than, again it is 1. Which is less than, again it is 1. So always the probability of any event will be either 0 or 1 or in between 0 and 1. Is it clear, children? Probability of an impossible event, probability of a certain event or a sure event. Now we will discuss when we toss one coin is tossed, what are the possible outcomes? It is a head or tail. When two coins are tossed at a time, that is simultaneously, what are the possible outcomes? First coin is head, second coin is also head. First coin is head, second coin is tail. First coin is tail, second coin is head. Second coin is head, first coin is also head. That is H, T, H, T and T. So similarly, when three coins are tossed simultaneously, what are the possible outcomes? Not favorable outcomes. It is a head, then head, tail, then head, tail, head. It is a head, tail is one possible outcome. Then a tail, head, then tail, head, tail, head. The last one, it is a tail. So how many possible outcomes we get when three coins are tossed simultaneously? We get 8 possible outcomes. When two coins are tossed, how many possible outcomes we get? It is 4 possible outcomes we will get. And when one coin is tossed, how many possible outcomes we get? Only 2 possible outcomes we get, that is head and tail. So similarly, when one die is rolled once, then what are the possible outcomes we will get? Here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 6 possible outcomes we get when we roll one die at a time. So if you roll 2 dice, then what we get? 2 dice. If you roll 2 dice, what we get possible outcomes? We'll see here. The first die is 1, second die is also 1. First die is 1, second die is 2. That is 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, 1 comma 5 and 1 comma 6. Similarly with the 2, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 2 comma 4 and then 2 comma 5, 2 comma 6. Then 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 3 comma 4, 3 comma 5, 3 comma 6. Then with 4, if the first die it is 4, 4 comma 1, 4 comma 2, 4 comma 3, 4 comma 4 and then 4 comma 5, 4 comma 6. Then with 5, 5 comma 1, 5 comma 2, 5 comma 3 and then 5 comma 4, 5 comma 4, 5 comma 5, 5 comma 6, 5 comma 6. Then 6 comma 1, 6 comma 2, 6 comma 3 and then 6 comma 4, 6 comma 5, 6 comma 6. So total we'll get 36 possible outcomes we get when two dice are rolled simultaneously. How many it is? 36 possible outcomes we'll get. Here it is 6 possible outcomes and here in this case it is 8 possible outcomes we'll get. Is it clear, children? How many possible outcomes we get when one coin, two coins, three coins and one die, two dice are thrown simultaneously. Here simultaneously means what? Together at a time, the same time two dice are rolled or two coins are thrown or three coins are thrown. Is it clear, children? Yes? Now on this topic n number of questions can be asked here. Find the probability of an event having same number like this is 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4, 5 comma 5, 6 comma 6. Or find the probability that the second number is a factor of the first number. Second number is factor of the first number, or the second number is multiple of the first number. Like this n number of questions can be asked on this concept. Now we will discuss about the cards, playing cards. Playing cards, what are the favorable outcomes, possible outcomes is possible for playing cards, we will discuss. So a deck of cards contains 52 cards will be there. 52 cards, total cards are how many? 52 cards. In this we have two colored cards are there. First color it is what? A red color is one. The other one it is black color is one. Black color cards and red color cards, equal number of cards are there. So red color cards are how many it is? 26. And black color cards how many are there? It is again 26. So these red color cards are classified. We have two types are there, and black color cards also we have two types are there. Two types are there. So what are the two types in red color? It is a diamond is one. Diamonds. We call it as diamond colored cards. It is one. And then it is hearts also is there one. Hearts. Diamonds and hearts. Diamonds and hearts. Here it is clubs. Clubs and spades. Clubs and spades. Spade or spades are there. So four types of cards are there. Two are red color and two are black color. Red color cards are diamond cards and hearts. Clubs and spades are black in color. So each again is diamond color cards we have 13 are there. Hearts we have 13 are there. Clubs 13 are there, and spades it is also 13 are there. So now each set of diamond or hearts or clubs or spades we have an ace is there. Ace, then king is there, king, jock, and then what it is, queen is there, queen, and the numbers are 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So these 13 cards will be there for all the four types of cards, that is diamond cards, hearts, clubs and spades. So in diamonds we have one ace card, one king, one jock and one queen. Similarly hearts also we have ace, king, jock and queen are there. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. These cards are known as number cards. Number cards. Now if you see here, if you observe these playing cards on king, jock and queen, these king, jack and queen, we have faces are there, and these cards are known as face cards. Face cards. So how many face cards are there in diamonds? It is 3 face cards, 3 face cards in hearts, 3 face cards in clubs, 3 face cards in spades. Total how many face cards are there? 12 face cards are there. How many face cards are there? 12 face cards are there. Ace is not a face card. Ace is not a face card. So this is about the number of playing cards. About this, how many cards are there? Red color. How many cards are there? Black color. How many diamonds? How many red color kings are there? 2 red color kings are there. That is 1 diamond and 1 heart. One again from black also. 2 kings are there, 1 club and 1 spade, that is in black color. So how many hearts, how many jocks are there, how many queens are there? It is based on the color, it is differentiated as 2 types of cards, that is red and black. Based on their shape, it is a diamond, heart, club and spades. 4 types of cards were classified, and each type we have 13 cards are there, and those 13 cards are ace, king, jack, queen, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and these are known as number cards, that is 10 to 2, they are known as number cards. King, jack and queen are known as face cards. Ace, it is not a face card, it is not a face card. Ace is not a face card. So that you should be able to identify the different classification of playing cards. Here also n number of questions can be asked based on their color and based on the, that is the numbers, or that is the face cards, whatever it is there. Now with this concept we will solve some of the problems related to this concept from the exercise. Is it clear, children? The different possible outcomes of playing cards and 2 dice when we roll, or 1 die when we roll, or when we throw 1 coin, 2 coins, 3 coins. Is it clear, children? Now we will discuss exercise sums. Now exercise number 15.1, fifth bit. If P of E is equals to 0.05, what is the probability of not E? Probability of not E. So we know that what it is, P of E plus P of not E is equals to what it is, 1. P of E is equals to 0.05 plus P of not E is equals to, it is P of not E is equals to 1. Now P of not E is equals to, P of not E is equals to 1 minus 0.05. How much will get when we subtract 0.05 from 1? We get 0.95. That is 1 means it is 1.00, 0.05. So while we are subtracting, go for borrowing. Then we will visit 10. 10 minus 5, it is 5. Here it will be 9. 9 minus 0, it is 9. And here it is 0. 0 minus 0, it is 0. So 0.95. Therefore, P of not E is equals to, P of not E is equals to 0.95. Like this, we will find the probability of P of not E. Sixth question. A bag contains lemon flavored candies only. What kind of flavored candies are there? Only lemon flavored. So Mallory takes out 1 candy without looking into the bag. She did not look into the bag and she took 1 candy. What is the probability that she takes out an orange flavored candy? Do you find any orange flavored candies in the bag? No. Why it is? It contains only lemon flavored candies only. Lemon flavored candies only. It contains only lemon flavored candies. Therefore, the probability of what it is, an orange flavored candy, it is what? It is an impossible event. Why? It is not possible. Why? Because the bag itself contains only lemon flavored candies. Therefore, the probability of an orange flavored candy, it is 0. It is 0. Now, a lemon flavored candy, what is the probability that she takes out a lemon flavored candy? All our lemon flavored candies are there. Therefore, it is a sure event, that is a certain event. Hence, the probability of a lemon flavored candy is 1. It is 1, as it is a sure event or it is a certain event. I think, is it clear to you, children? Yes? I hope you understand today's concept, and today's homework is exercise number 15.1, question number 1, 2, 3, question number 4 and question number 7. So complete this homework in the notebook, and thank you very much.